Alright, guys, so we have a super quick video this week. I just kind of wanted to go over journaling. I can post this on TikTok, Instagram a million times. A little harder to go back on and find stuff like that. Obviously a little harder to elaborate on things because I hate posting videos that are more than a minute long. So I just thought I'd make a short video in here, just to kind of go over that and the importance of it and why it can make a very big difference in your trading game. So, one thing that you need to know going into it is that each trade teaches you something, but it'll teach you a lot more if you actually record it, take notes of it. Recording it can mean like actually recording it or, writing it down, kind of just analyzing it into words so you can go back and look at what went right, what went wrong, why, what can you do differently, what can you do the same, just stuff like that. So without journaling, it's very easy, to repeat those mistakes. Let's say something did go wrong and you never took note of it, you never looked back at it to kind of see what happened. Very, very easy to repeat that mistake, which ultimately just brings you backwards, right? So that's why it's super important to just write everything down, take pictures, anything, any way that you feel is sustainable for you to, keep track of those things, is what you should do. But uh, that being said, what your journal should include, or what it should be, obviously the pair that you traded. Did you buy? Did you sell it? What's your entry price? What's your exit price? Stop loss, take profit, stuff like that. Um, your risk on it, the percentages, the lot sizes, etc., and also just like why you took that trade to begin with, how you felt before, how you feel after it. You can take screenshots before and after every trade of this is what the market's looking like, this is where it ended up. Just the basic stuff. Especially why you took the trade. What made me take this trade? Did it go my way? If so, why? Just stuff like that. I feel like it's difficult because so many people have heard journal your trades, but no one really knows what that means. So, therefore, if you have all these things, you can even get books for that. I actually have one right here, if I can find that quickly. You can get a book like that, easy to do. This is actually crazy. I have not looked at this in a while. I don't use this anymore, but it has everything on there. It has, you know, the pair, the day, time, whatever that you took it, what type of trade, is it a buy, is it a sell, quantity, so like your lot size, stuff like that, the number that you entered on, whether you're buying or selling. Then I changed some of my things to like TP and stop loss. I don't remember what was underneath there, but that's what it is now. And then just your profit or your loss, and then your balance at the end of everything. So obviously, with when you take a trade, you don't get the exact number because um, of the numbers that you're putting in there too. But yeah, like just something as simple as this, or just journaling it by hand, just write it down, in maybe that form, and then the why, how you're feeling, etc., like everything that I just. So at this point, you've journaled your trades, okay, what now? What the fuck am I doing with this? I kind of just suggest after every single week, at the end of the day, Friday, or just on a Saturday, on a Sunday, look over your week. How did the week go? What percentage are you up or what percentage are you down that week? That will tell you a lot, and why. If these are all because of one specific mistake, or, things that you can correct, that's important to know. And then same at the end of every month. I like to look at trading a lot more in the sense of like, instead of on the day, how much I'm up or whatever, it's like I listened to a podcast once and it said, let's say you commit now to, you know, 50 trades. At the end of 50 trades, you want to see, what is my percentage out of these 50 trades? How many out of 50 went my way? And then you analyze that instead of looking at it more on a daily basis or on a dollar sign basis. How many trades out of 50 did I win? You know, it's just all about mindset, the way that you look at things, the way that you proceed after a winning day or a losing day will tell a lot, and will, have a very big difference in your journey as a whole. And so, also just look for patterns. Are you losing most Mondays? Are you losing on specific pairs? Just stuff like that. It's just there's so much information in trades that you journal that you don't even think are, valid or important or whatever. And then once you go back and analyze everything that you've taken note of, you realize, okay, there are patterns. Okay, there are pairs that I'm having more of a hard time with. There are strategies for certain pairs that I'm having a harder time with. Like, obviously, you shouldn't have 17 strategies, but, sometimes gold needs one strategy and GBP needs another. That happens. Is there one that you're just having a really hard time with that helps you identify your strengths, your weaknesses, stuff like that, which is all very important in fixing those things and, really becoming, a successful trader. And so once you find the patterns and just adjust everything that needs to be done, it's done. The game is yours. It's what the pros do. It's what people who are, profitable do. It's important to take it seriously, treat it like a job, not just, oh, I did this and I traded this and that's that. And not, like, you need to give a fuck, basically. So, that being said, build your journal today. Start now. If you're not journaling, if you haven't been, start now. Even through an Excel sheet. That's what I used to do, Google spreadsheets. If you don't want to write it by hand, that's completely fine as long as you have something. And even probably easier doing it online like that because you can insert screenshots of every single trade. So not only are you reading it, but you're visually seeing, okay, this is the trade that this happened and blah, 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 blah. So that being said, I hope you guys, start your journal. Let me know how it goes. Like I said, short little video. I just wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit more in depth than I would on TikTok. And so we have a lot of big videos coming. I want to, really get into a schedule of posting strategies and stuff like that. I know that a lot of people are in need of not just, vocal, motivation and discipline, stuff like that, and are actually in the process of needing to learn strategies. So I am working on that. It's just like, I've shown you everything that I use, and so now it's a point of me learning new strategies just to show you guys. And so that kind of takes a bit of time. So obviously, I want to backtest these things and make sure they're valid strategies to show you guys. Therefore, that's why they're not all out yet. But yeah, that's it for me for today. And again, let me know how it goes. Let me know if you guys are journaling, how it helps. And as always, happy trading.